What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fight IQ MMA. Today we've got major news. Jon Jones has signed a huge deal with Dirty Boxing and is now a co-owner of the promotion. TMZ Sports broke the news earlier today, confirming that Jones has officially joined the organization. This move isn't shocking since Dirty Boxing was founded last year by Mike Perry, Malky Kawa, and Abe Kawa, and Jones is represented by First Round Management, which is owned by Malky and Abe, making this a natural fit. Their next big event is happening this Saturday in Miami, with Yoel Romero headlining the card, and with this news breaking, we can expect Jon Jones to be in attendance, likely answering questions about the highly anticipated Tom Aspinall fight. Speaking of Aspinall, he is not interested in waiting on Jon Jones. Dana White is reportedly aiming for a Jones versus Aspinall fight this summer, but from the way things are looking, if Jones delays too long, Aspinall is ready to move on. In a recent interview with Adam Catterall, the interim champ revealed that he and the UFC have a meeting next week to determine his next move, whether it involves Jones or someone else. What are your thoughts on Jon Jones becoming a coach?
Let's find out who the guy is. If it's not Jon Jones, get out of the way. I'll take the title. I'll fight someone else. Happy days.
When do you want it?
ASAP.
International Fight Week sounds nice, doesn't it?
I like it. I like it. I like any time sounds good for me, but I'm ready to go whenever they let me know. I've told them that as well. As I said to you a minute ago, I've been training day in, day out since before Christmas. I'm fit, ready to go whenever they want. I can fight this weekend if they want me to.
Considering the reassurances Aspinall's received from Dana White and the UFC, he's confident the fight will happen. I've been in the rooms with the UFC brass, Dana, Hunter, the rest of them, a few times, and they've told me it's happening. That's all I can go off of. Aspinall also spoke about the recent Pereira versus Ankalaev fight, saying he isn't celebrating Pereira's loss, but Ankalaev's win leaves Jones with no other real option. You know Jon's phone got whizzed across the room on Saturday night. I would never ever celebrate anybody's loss. That really isn't my style. I love Poatan's style, respect his journey, but it couldn't have happened at a better time for me personally. With Aspinall meeting the UFC next week, we should get an update soon. Nate Diaz charges dropped. Last September, Nate Diaz got into an argument with a bouncer at Omnia nightclub, Las Vegas. A video showed Nate shoving the bouncer before squaring up. His attorney argued that this was Nate showing restraint as a professional fighter. The judge agreed, ordering him to complete an impulse control class, after which his charges were dropped. Do you think Nate truly showed restraint, or did his attorneys finesse the system? Magomed Ankalaev reveals Alex Pereira rematch in summer. Ankalaev confirmed he's accepted the rematch with Pereira and from his tweet August, but please no. Vaseline. It looks like it's happening this summer. He also took shots at Jon Jones, doubling down on his Tom Aspinall chicken comments and posting a photoshopped image of a chicken with Jones's head, mocking him with Johnny Chicken Bones. Come back to light heavyweight and fight Big Ank. Stop running. Do you want to see Jones versus Ankalaev at 205? Ilia Topuria reveals big change for next UFC fight. As Ilia Topuria prepares for his lightweight debut, he's dropping his El Matador nickname. In a social media post, he teased fans with Adnura, saying, El Matador has been my ally, but next time I step into the octagon, I'll have a new identity. No official fight date yet, but he'll be cornering Guram Kutateladze this weekend in London. Kevin Holland challenges MMA reporter to fight, and he accepts. While Kevin Holland is focused on his fight against Gunnar Nelson this Saturday, he may have already booked another one, against a reporter. During Media Day, Holland was asked about future fights and joked he'd fight in anyone on the UFC roster, including the reporter. The twist? The reporter actually accepted.
Anybody, so I don't really get what you're asking me. Are you asking me, am I going to travel again?
No. I am asking you if you are interested in fight with Shara.
I'm interested in fighting everybody underneath the sun. I mean, if you sign up for the UFC and you want to fight, I'll fight you. Fight's a fight. That's how I get paid.
Challenge accepted.
All right, well, we can go to the locker room right now.
No problem.
Kevin Holland challenges MMA reporter to fight and he accepts. If the reporter is really willing to step into the cage with Holland, it's safe to say Holland would be down. But first, he'll focus on snapping his two-fight losing streak against Gunnar Nelson, who hasn't fought since his 2023 armbar win over Brian Barberena. UFC updates with the Edwards versus Brady card in London. This weekend, let's check the latest UFC updates. Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic has been added to the May Des Moines card, with Miller looking to snap a two-fight skid. In June, Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick and Alonzo Menefield versus Umar Sy are expected to be added to a UFC Atlanta card. Also, reports suggest Kyogi Horiguchi is close to returning to the UFC after leaving in 2017 on a three-fight win streak. Meanwhile, the UFC is finalizing a debut event in Azerbaijan. Possibly in June, Sean Brady sends a warning to Leon Edwards. Ahead of his fight this weekend, Leon Edwards believes a win puts him back in title contention. Sean Brady thinks otherwise, warning Edwards that his focus on Bilal Muhammad could cost him. I think it's a bad look for Leon to think about others when all I'm thinking about is fighting him. Edwards, however, seems confident, even calling Brady smaller than expected after their first face-off. Despite this, Brady remains the slight betting favorite going into fight night. MMA community reacts to Conor McGregor's shocking news. After visiting the White House for St. Patrick's Day, Conor McGregor announced his bid for the Irish presidency, making a case against Ireland's EU migration pact and calling for a referendum. He urged Irish voters, vote McGregor and have your voice heard. Despite his enthusiasm, sportsbooks list McGregor as a plus 2,500 underdog, meaning a $100 bet would return. $2,600 if he wins. Fans reacted with mixed emotions, some mocking the idea, while others joked about an MMA-style political campaign. McGregor for president leg kicks for legislation. Dana White suspends fighter for using PEDs. Winning on Dana White's Contender Series is usually a ticket to the UFC, but not for Dalo Voivodkin, who has been suspended for 2 years after failing an out-of-competition drug test. The anti-doping agency revealed meldonium in his system, a banned substance that boosts endurance, speeds recovery, and enhances cognition. Voivodkin will now be sidelined until November 10, 2026.